First of all, Hail Mary, meet everybody. It's MicheleMarieDalene. It is the 13th of December 2018, and it is that time of the day we call afternoon. And sorry I didn't do a Sip Kitchen vlog this morning. I really didn't have anything to talk about. So I decided to wait till I got home because I wanted to do some research. As you know, I play records and vinyls and that's a major source of my music and my show is vinyls. And my stylus on my turntable has logged a lot more than recommended 1,000 hours of play. And I looked at the styli, and it is basically worn to hell. So, I realized, of course, since it was long overdue for replacement, that it would be a good time to consider getting that instead of a cell phone. And the reason that is because a cell phone is going to cost me for 24 months plus the initial down payment. And it's something that I'm not going to get as much enjoyment out of because of the fact that I am very much in tune to my vinyl record collection, and I think that that's more important than a cell phone right now. So I went ahead and I did some researches for cartridges that were compatible for my turntable. And styli that'll fit my cartridge. I saw prices from reasonably inexpensive to the doggone ridiculous. One company is charging for what appears to be more of a conical styli for about $14, which is okay. It's not the best. Then I saw they offered a bit of an improvement for about $18 for an elliptical upgrade, which is nice too. Actually, I'm considering going for the elliptical upgrade from this one company because they're an eBay seller and I have bought from them before, and I didn't have any problem with the products last time. But I bought the how do you pronounce it? Provincial ceramic cartridge for my piece of shit Tandy 1000 turntable. I found on the side of the road, which originally had a magnetic cartridge. I just tore the magnetic cartridge out, put a ceramic flip over in instead. Kind of little flips the stylus, a little switch. And it works fine with my voice of music portable amplifier, which is great for I want to listen to records on the porch. Just plug in a power adapter and get ready to rock and roll. Very simple. And then I saw the ridiculous. I couldn't believe that somebody actually had the nerve to make this. And it says, I swear to God, this is the most extreme cartridge I ever saw in my stylus in my life. $279 for a stylus. Shit, for $279, you might as well buy yourself a brand new Artica technical turntable with preamp section and all that good stuff. And imagine audio technical cartridge. I'm not going to spend $279 for that. That's insane. Just for the hell of it, I went ahead and I looked at an LP kit to see how much you're charging for phono preamps. I saw one for about $12,000 for a phono preamp. I said, $12,000 for a phono preamp? Hello? Does anybody realize how expensive that is? That's like that's like you would almost have to put a mortgage in the house to buy that. That's ridiculous. I mean, the preamp I bought from Pile, I only paid about $30 for it. And, well, it's not the top grade sirloin preamp. It works for my applications. I don't need to spend thousands of dollars on a preamp. Okay? It's not... I'm not an audiophile. At least not to that point where I can go ahead and see I'm basically taking out a second mortgage just to buy a turntable preamp. One person described the generic Shure R25XT stylus as throwing a wet sleeping bag over your speakers. Well, unfortunately, when you got hearing loss, your wet sleeping bag still sounds pretty damn good to me. I don't have young ears, so I'm willing to... I understand the limitations of my hearing, and I understand what I'm looking for in a cartridge. It's a price point you choose between... Like I said, you can spend $279 for the top tier styli for that cartridge, which is a very common Shure model. It has many offshoot brands. Or I can go ahead and I can buy a brand new top of the line cartridge like an Audio Technica and all this and plug that in. I don't have a lot of money to throw at this, so I'm not going to spend a mint on a turntable cartridge. Okay, and so that's the way I go. I really have to watch my budget. So the cell phone. Why do we cancel the cell phone besides the turntable cartridge? That's the main reason. I don't want to get saddled with a 2-year payment of $25 a month on a cell phone. That is an iPhone 8. That is more than likely within a period. By the time I'm done paying for it, it'll be out of date. It's a racket. The cell phone industry has become a racket. Every single cell phone provider has always, by the time I'm done paying that off, they're going to be going to the iPhone 12. I wouldn't be surprised if Apple comes up with an iPhone 12. But seriously, Apple, I'm thinking they did with the iPhone RS and RS Max. The only thing is, that's the iPhone 11 replacement. I don't see a reason to go and spend a fortune on a cell phone. Okay, number one, my eyesight is not as good as it used to be. And so... reading a tiny screen is becoming, a bit of a difficult bother. I'm still doing a lot with my phone, but seriously, the cell phone industry is starting to bore me a lot. I don't like what I'm seeing. Technology is just not worth the money. But, the computer, by the way, obviously I'm taping this on the Mac Pro, is doing good. I'm actually very happy with the machine I bought because it's perfect for my show. I mean, occasionally do have drop frames, but I wonder if some of the drop frames is more of a limitation of my internet connection than anything else, because there are days when I am getting close to 30 frames per second, going up at 640 by 360, and so that's proves it does work fine. When I use T-Mobile with it, I can easily get 25 megabits per second up. There's no problem there. For the Yule and the Christmas shows, I was considering of shooting a video in 720p. Except, of course, this camera doesn't do 720p. This does 720 by 576. Actually, if you look at the raw resolution of this sensor. It's 702 by 576. So, I'm like, yeah, okay. So, should I go ahead and get a better, go for high resolution for Yule, or during the convocation for this year, or for Christmas special? This Christmas special coming up, I'm going to be doing some singing. But I was thinking about taping part of the show in advance so that I don't have to worry about tripping over my own damn cord. Because every year I have this microphone on. It's bad enough when I'm sitting at a desk. But could you imagine me dancing with this microphone on? I'm talking about this lapel microphone here. That would be like crazy. This cord, I would trip over it and break my neck. This thing has got a wire. You can see right here. This has got a wire right here. It would drag on the floor. This wire, sure, as a manufacturer, tried to make this wire as small as I could to fit within a limited amount of space. I don't think that this wire is going to stand up to the kind of abuse that we're talking about. So what I want to do is I want to try to do much of the recording as I can up front for the show. Maybe, for example, I might do the dancing live, but the music and my singing is already sung on the recording, so all I have to do is just play the soundtrack and go at it. And that way, I don't have to worry about that issue with the cord. Now, if I really have to during the show, I could clip this cord underneath my dress and, say under my underwear, and then I would be all set to at least keep the cord out of my way. That's what I want is ready to get back to the main show. I just go ahead, just plug in the cord like this, and be ready to go. That's what I'm thinking about. Or maybe I could just do the whole the dancing and singing presentation on a video, and then at the time of the show, just mix in the segments instead of trying to do it other ways. That's another idea. Now, one other thing I noticed is about the current video setup we have now is the camera that seems to suffer any kind of skipping at all in the frames is the UVC dongle camera. Which, okay, that's not so bad. I don't have a major issue with that. Okay, it's just the nature of the way USB works. So, I like to say it's better than nothing. Because I noticed that when I watch videos from other channels, they don't skip when they're recording videos. So I don't think it's necessarily a network. I keep forgetting I'm using a very tight lens right now, so you can't see my fingers, and I gotta keep remembering that. Lately I usually been using the wider angle lenses. The thing I'm saying is I want to focus on making a better presentation. This year would be one of the few years I've done a Christmas show. The Yule Convocation is a regular thing. I looked at the weather extended forecast for the day of the Yule Convocation. It would be Thursday night at 7 p.m. I looked at the weather for Thursday night at 7 p.m. that day, and it's going to be fairly mild outside. A couple years ago, I was going to do the convocation outside. Unfortunately, to my dismay that day, it rained. And so the whole convocation ended up being done in the house instead. But I really would rather love to be able to do it outside. Well, I could do it outside, but some of the presentations that we got coming up involves the multimedia presentations, the green screens and things like that. So we're not going to be able to do it outside. But maybe for Ostara, which is the beginning of spring, maybe we'll do the season ending outside, or the convocation for Ostara, which is not really my season, but rather just to say, for the season of spring, what goes spring in and things like that. So that's how I'm going to do. Now, last thing I want to cover about is how this channel has grown. This channel is made some major inroads in a lot of areas. Unfortunately, some people may find some things on this channel a little bit confusing, and I've been more than willing to try to take the time to answer the video questions you have. For those of you who watched last night when I got mad, that one testy, that one call, and I started trying to basically give an encyclopedia of my life to one of the people on my YouTube channel. Please understand one thing. I'm not trying to be rude. We already got videos that discuss all of that. However, I admit, there's a lot of videos. 2,200, almost 2,120. Just say that. That's about right. And that's a lot of videos. And I agree. It would take too long to go through and explain everything to a person. That's one of the reasons why our 11H3 series has been working on the documentary project. It's going to do its best to answer every single question you have. And the problem is it probably won't be available until January. Okay? But it is in process. It's the holidays coming up. The families are getting ready for the holidays. I'm sure him and his brother, his mother, and his older sister are going to be busy enjoying their Christmas together. I don't expect people are going to sit there and put their nose to the grindstone right during the holidays to try to push a project out that quickly. It takes time. So, that takes care of the basic general gist. If you do have questions, of course, you're more than welcome to contact me. My address is bichelA3@gmail.com. That's B as in boy, ICHELA3@gmail.com. I will answer your questions as promptly as I can. Leave a comment below here. This is one of the few bcasts. I haven't done too many of these, but you haven't done anything and you're welcome to your world channel either. I know. I was thinking about using my Welcome to a World channel to... I don't know. I was going to do something with it, but I never figured out what. We'll figure it out. We'll have to, right now, we have to put some filler in there. So, to make sure we don't get our channel closed because of lack of activity. How's the cat? I actually haven't talked much about Dusty's injury. I explained today to Patty, because we're still friends, that his injury, it doesn't seem to be getting worse, but it doesn't really seem to be making major improvements either. I had noticed that there is a slight infection. I've been cleaning it with hydrogen peroxide. That's just stuck here. And trying to keep it clean. And I think that's been helpful. And Dusty, of course, is very appreciative of my administrations. He does not mind me cleaning his wound, which is a good thing. But it just concerns me that he got into a cat fight with another cat. And this was a cat fight, not an insect bite. This is definitely a cat fight because I can tell the difference. It is a concern to me. I still want to see about trying to get him fixed. I just don't know. Patty said she may be able to find access to someone who could help me with this department of getting him fixed. Because she said to me, well, I thought you had to have two cats fixed. I said, no, I just got to get Dusty fixed. He's the last cat I got to get fixed. And he needs the shots. And he needs that injury checked. Make sure it's not, it's not going to get worse. And that's a whole nother reason why the cell phone is being furloughed. Because I got a feeling that after I pay off Capital One, that maybe I'm going to need that money to pay for medical needs for me and the cats. I would, once I pay off the $1,500 for my Capital One bill, that is going to be close, for me, of actually, paying to get one implant. Ouch. One implant? Which tooth? I'm gonna do the molar in the back first because that's broken completely in half. That's just for the implant that doesn't include the labor. Yeah, right. That's true. Up front, I'm thinking about going with a bridge. I could go. Because this could end up being 2 teeth because this is crooked. So this one, they probably would have to remove this tooth and put in a bridge in the front. Not exactly fun, but that's something I'm working on. I'm working on getting my credit score up. People don't really know that I have been doing a lot of things besides YouTube videos every day. I found out who Ghost is, but right now, I will just say what Ghost said to me. The Ghost said to me, you have very little compassion for your European users or watchers because your shows are on too late. And I sent a message to Ghost, and I said, that's why we have the earlier shows at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, which is 7 p.m. UK and Irish time, is so that the people in the UK and Ireland can watch the show, which would have been at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I said, I got more people in the Eastern Time Zone grumbling because they are saying is that we're still at work and we can't watch the 7 p.m. shows. So that's the reason we have the 7 p.m. show on Sunday and Wednesdays for the American market. If you are American market, you can watch the core sales shows if you want. It's up to you. But just be aware of that. It's really important. It's really, really, really important. I gotta focus on trying to find a schedule that works for everybody. Caitlin at McDonald's said to me, well, could you ever do a show on Tuesdays and Thursdays? And I said, I probably could do a show on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but unfortunately, I need some days to do my own personal things like housework and appointments too. So if I was to do a show on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I would have to take one of the other 2 days off the schedule. And everything is already preset. Everything in the schedules are preset. So everything is pretty much old hat by now. We know the schedule by heart. We know, for example, Sunday night, 7 p.m., Monday nights at 2 p.m., Wednesday night is at 7 p.m., Friday nights at 2 p.m., Saturday nights at 2 p.m. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows that across the board. If I change the days around, or it's Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday, and Saturday, only days that people will remember or recognize would be Sunday and Saturday. And that would totally screw everybody. That's the reason why I need days I can do my own things. I have to have days where I can do research and projects. I can't just go straight day after day after day after day after day after day. You remember, last night's show was 4 hours and 15 minutes long. 4 hours and 15 minutes long is a lot of time. And this morning I wasn't feeling too well physically, and so I was having really, well, I mean not really, but unusual dreams. Okay, nothing bad, but just unusual dreams. I have to tell you, these shows take a lot of time. They do, without a doubt. Okay, guys, listen. Here's the deal. I want to thank you all for watching the shows and sticking through me through thick and thin is I work to improve the quality of my presentations. If you don't believe my quality of my presentations is improved, go look at the earlier videos. Look at the early bcasts. Look at the early vlogs. You will notice. And hell, take a look at the original Coffee with MicheleMarieDalene. That was nowhere near the quality that we're doing now. And by the way, for those of you who are just starting out, you're not going to go from 0 to hero in less than a month as quality. Don't expect to go from no videos to Steven Spielberg quality. It's not going to happen unless a couple of things happen that you're not, which already had the equipment, first of all. 2, you already have the experience. Now, if you have the equipment, you already have the experience, yes, you can go from 0 to hero, but majority of the YouTubers will never go there. It takes months, if not years, to begin the process of reaching even something close to semi-pro. It's a volunteer thing for most people, so it's not like they're going to be investing their entire life and limb into this project, because it's just not what this is for. Oh yeah, by the way, the lighting, I might as well explain this. As a means to save energy and make things so I can get my electric bill as low as possible, we replaced the 300 watt incandescent bulbs with 50, 60 watt, I think 72 watt halogens bulbs, 1200 lumens, and I don't like the lighting. I think it's too damn dark, honestly, but, well, you know what? I'll tell you a secret. I still got the 300 watt bulbs. The reason is I'm trying to save watts is I'm trying to save money. Because the new computer uses a lot of energy on its own, and I want to make sure to have good lighting, but not pay out the wazoo. So for the studio, we replaced all the light bulbs with LED lights. In the studio, that works out fine. In this room, this is the first video I've done under these halogen bulbs, so I have no idea how these are going to look. I think they're going to look okay, but I'm not sure. I'll have to check. But anyway, that's a whole nother thing. Alright, so for now, do me a favor. I'll see you guys on Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. UK Irish Time, and Saturday it's 2 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. UK Irish Time. And of course, Sunday night for the Americans, it'll be at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Unfortunately for Ireland, UK, it's midnight your time. It's kind of late. Like I said earlier, I'm trying to find a schedule that works for everybody, and that's not always easy. Alright, but for now, gotta let you go. Stay out of trouble. Bye-bye.